November favorites. It was a weird month for me. I was in 8 different towns and cities throughout the course of November. I don't even know how that happened. I was in 3 different time zones. I was in a tropical location. I was in Vermont that was very wintry. I was in LA. So I was just all over the place, which meant I did not have a lot of time to try new makeup products. So I've got an eclectic mix of things here, and those are always my favorite videos to watch. Hi, so my makeup in this video was from a full face of makeup I'm decluttering, and I did not realize how patchy and messy my eyeshadow was looking, so if you're just wondering what's going on there, that's why. When I was on vacation with John for Thanksgiving, it was just the 2 of us. We had a beautiful little tropical vacation, and I brought this book with me. It was recommended by Devin Jesmer, who's Dev's Day on Instagram, and this is Scandalized. It's a romance novel slash smut book, and it is so good and so hot. So if you're into that, highly recommend. And while we're on the subject of our vacation, there really were only 2 lip products that I reached for every single day. And the first one being the Nature Republic Honey Melting Lip. My 2 favorite shades are Berry and Fig. Fig is what I reach for when I want more of a pinky nude. It goes with my complexion pretty well. It's kind of a light, cool toned pink, so I use it as a bit of a nude lipstick for my complexion. And I love how the formula just smooths over lip lines. It has a beautiful apricot scent that isn't too strong or artificial smelling. It's the thickest melty lip product I've ever tried. And if you want to see a huge comparison of a ton of different glossy melty lip balms, I'll leave that video linked on the screen above. I reviewed a ton of formulas and it was just so much fun to film. This was my winner from that video and I'm just blown away because it's so affordable. My other favorite shade is Berry, which is more of a reddish pinky berry. It's less of a berry as you would traditionally think about it, but I'm also really excited because Nature Republic just launched 5 more shades and I'm dying to get my hands on them. I've been stalking Yes Style. I've been stalking the Nature Republic website and it looks like they're not available in the US yet. And I will certainly be buying them and reviewing them for you because this formula is just divine. Another lip product I wore almost every day on vacation was the Fenty Poutsicle Hydrating Lip Stain in My Type. It's the perfect corally peachy pink. It screams vacation lip to me. And I like to use a little bit of a brown lip liner first, and then I kind of pat this on, I'll blot it, and then add some kind of a gloss or a balm on top. This is probably my favorite lip stain formula. I find that it stains more than the Roman Juicy Lasting tints, and it has more pigment as well, so it's great when I want something that's super long lasting, but it is also quite hydrating and comfortable, so you don't have to blot it. I just kind of prefer the look of blotting it. I just wish Fenty would come out with some shades that aren't quite as big, bright pops of color because this formula is so nice. It's totally unscented, and I think this is just so underrated. I really only wore 2 eyeshadows on vacation, and the one that I wore the most was the Kulfi Zari Eyes eyeshadow in Bronze Brocade. This formula is like a cross between the ColourPop Jelly Mulch eyeshadows and the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize formula. So the Jelly Mulch eyeshadows are kind of like this whipped, bouncy, jelly type formula, and then the Charlotte Tilbury ones are this whipped, moussey kind of cream shadow, and it's somewhere in between the 2 of those. But when you apply these, they do not budge, unlike the Charlotte Tilbury formula for me. They go on like a dream, and they're so incredibly beginner friendly because they just blend with ease, and you have so much time to work with them before they set down. But once they set down, they do not budge. They don't crease or fade on me for several hours, and this shade is my perfect eyeshadow shade. I can wear it during the daytime, but I can also build it up for a little bit more of a smoky eye. I feel like it's just the color that was made for me, and I love it. I forgot to bring the eyeshadow down, but the next eyeshadow I wore a ton on vacation was the Moira Lucent Cream Shadow in Orion. It reminds me a lot of Urban Decay's Space Cowboy in the sense that it has this peachy, somewhat present, but also somewhat translucent base with lots and lots of silver glitters. For me, this is a cream shadow formula that creases and fades pretty quickly on me, especially in a tropical climate, but I honestly don't care because it goes with everything. It's my perfect bold lip eyeshadow when I want a little bit of definition and a little bit of sparkle, but I don't want something that's just barely there on the eyes. It goes with every color. It's so beautiful, and I think they're only $5. I have run through this quite quickly. I'm probably gonna run out of it soon. I use it that much, and I do find that I have to pick up quite a bit of product in order to build up the layer and the shine that I want. But for $5, you can't complain. So when I was on vacation, I came up with the next idea for my deep dive series. If you're not familiar with what that is, I basically pick one category of makeup, and then I just try to buy as many products as I can and very thoroughly review them for you. So I'll leave my huge lip balm video linked on the screen above. I think I reviewed about 54 lip balms, and the next one is gonna be all about nude blushes. So when I was away on vacation, I went to CVS and I picked up a couple from the drugstore. The one I'm wearing on my cheeks today is actually the one that I think has the potential to win the whole nude blush video. And let me tell you, I was not expecting this. This is the Revlon powder blush in Rosy Rendezvous. And you can see in the pan versus my cheeks, it definitely warms up when it's on the skin. I find anything that looks a little bit cool toned toned in the pan always ends up warming up on the skin. And it really does just look like it's part of my skin. It's a little bit flushed, so there's a little bit extra pink, but it's just that perfect nude blush that goes with everything. For me, I need a nude blush that's gonna have a little bit of pink in there and not gonna be too peachy because I do have slightly cool undertones. And this is that perfect shade for me. Honestly, it might win that video, and it was only like, I don't know, $11 at the drugstore. It's also a really nice formula. It's not super chalky or dusty or powdery, but it's not super hard pressed like a lot of other drugstore blushes can be. It's so underrated, and I love it so much. I picked up a different shade, which was a Naughty Nude, I think. I know that that one's gonna be too warm for me, but so many people recommended it to me that I wanted to include it in that upcoming video. But if you have cool toned skin and you're on the sort of fair to light spectrum, check this bad boy out. So good. Another blush I picked up for the nude blush video is the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Vintage Rouge. This also is another blush that looks like it's gonna be nothing on the skin, but is so beautiful. This really warms up on the skin. And in the pan, it looks like it could be foundation for someone with slightly warmer skin. It's really light, but somehow on the skin, it just transforms into this gorgeous flush of peach. And you know me, I really don't tend to like peachy products in general, but this is my perfect peach shade. It has that Physicians Formula butter line smell, quite a strong coconut, and I actually really like that. I really like the smell, even though it is quite strong. And the butter blush formula is just unbelievably smooth and soft. It just feels so silky if you touch it with your fingers, and it's so beautiful and easy to apply. It blends like a dream. I mean, I am so glad I walked into CVS that day because I found some bangers. So for that video, I've been getting all the blushes in the mail. And from the drugstore, I also have CoverGirl Soft Mink, CoverGirl Brick Rose, Catrice Space Spice or something like that, the Maybelline Fit Me blushes in Mauve and Nude, Milani Romantic Rose, Sephora Self-Made, and a ton of others that are coming in. And that's just the drugstore. I actually focused that video on the drugstore because there were just so many incredible options. So I'm really excited, and I'm hoping I can give you some amazing affordable makeup products in that video. Oh no, I went to the vocal fry zone. But for the nude blush video, I've also been picking up some, mid-tier and luxury products as well. I purchased Laura Mercier's blush in Chai, and it's a gorgeous color. It's actually super similar to the Physicians Formula blush in Vintage Rouge. But unfortunately, this one shattered in the mail and like half the product came out. So I am gonna return this and try to get one that's not completely shattered. But I did just want to review it in the meantime while I'm doing that exchange because this is absolutely stunning. And by the way, I know some of you are gonna say, don't return it, you can just press it. But I don't think, oh no, why did I touch it? That was dumb. You're not gonna be able to see it, I don't think, but a lot of the product is missing. And for a $35 blush, I'm not cool with that. So I do want to get one that has all the product in there. No, now it's all over my clothes, no. Chai is such a beautiful shade. I love how matte this is. I was hoping it would be a little bit more pinky because that's what my skin needs to really look seamless. But the warmth in here I think is perfect on certain days when I want to match my blush to my lips and I want something a little bit on the more peachy and warm side. This is going to be an incredible nude blush option for those of you who have warmer skin. And I like that for me because it's a lighter shade. It goes on a little bit more sheer and I can build it up. I'm just realizing that because I have such a heavy hand when it comes to blush, going for these lighter, more nude shades can help to prevent me from just going overboard. So I think I've always been reaching for more bright pops of color in darker shades, but I've been really into these soft matte powder blushes in the nude colors. So can't wait to get my hands on one that isn't broken. Let's talk fragrance. So Mizensir is a luxury fragrance brand and they send me a lot of candles and fragrances, but recently they sent me their holiday package and I fell in love with this diffuser. It smells so good. It just smells like the Fraser Fir candle from Sweetwater Decor, kind of like Dyad Pins and Needles. So it's very much just a beautiful Christmas tree scent. Now, Mizensir is a luxury brand, so everything that they have is pretty pricey. I'm definitely assuming this is going to be on the more expensive side, but if you've been thinking of checking this brand out, or maybe you want it as a gift for someone, maybe yourself, wonderful, wonderful fragrance. It's not too strong, so it doesn't take over the whole downstairs, but when you walk past it in the room, it just has this beautiful, crisp freshness, and we got a lot of compliments on this from my partner's family. Dyad is one of my all-time favorite fragrance brands. They do candles and perfume, and they launched a limited edition candle called Signed and Sealed, and it's basically their version of a chai latte. Oh, it's so good. They just know fragrance so well. Everything that they make is so perfectly balanced. You know, a lot of times with candles or with fragrance, you smell something and you just smell one or two notes very prominently, and then the rest kind of fades away. Everything that I smell from Dyad, I smell each note individually individually, but then they all blend together really beautifully. The description of this is, signed and sealed is a cozy fragrance reminiscent of a chai latte with notes of vanilla, star anise, ginger, cardamom, clove, and cinnamon. This fragrance is a combination of slightly sweet, definitely spicy with a hint of warmth and depth. So the total notes are chestnut, star anise, ginger, cardamom, wood smoke, clove bud, black pepper, vanilla, amber, labdanum, cinnamon, vetiver root, and Peru balsam. It's spicy, but not too spicy. It's creamy. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's a little woody. It's a little crisp and fresh. It's just, again, I mean, I've only had this for like 2 weeks, I think, and I'm gonna be through this very, very fast. And I believe I have a code with Dyad. I think Kate15 gets you 15% off. All right, where was I? I got super hungry, so I crushed a bunch of tacos, and if you see anything in my teeth, no you don't. No you don't. Next up, Bodyography launched a line of spa products, which I totally was not expecting, but I will try spa products anytime. And the 2 products I like the most are their Vanilla Bourbon body wash and candle. The Vanilla Bourbon candle, this is the only scent they have, and it is absolutely incredible, and I can see so many people loving this. It's $26, it has soy wax, and oh my goodness. Damn, that smells incredible. I smell the vanilla. It's a warm, smoky, woody vanilla. It's almost also like a little bit salty too or something. Oh my God, it smells incredible. I swear to God, I've only had this for a couple days and I'm almost done. And I immediately will purchase another one because this is one of my favorite candles I've ever tried. Can't stop burning it. It has a really nice medium throw. It's not too light, but it's not too strong. It's like perfect for something that you'd want to put in your bathroom or maybe your bedroom because it's just so comforting. And it smells really natural. It doesn't smell very artificial or overly sweet. It's just incredible. Can't get enough of it. And I'm so happy they launched a body wash version as well. They also have a body scrub, but I'm giving that to a follower because I'm moving and I just don't need all the PR that I'm receiving right now. But I ran out of my body wash, so I wanted to try this, and it says it has notes of vanilla, sea salt, and bourbon. And I think that's why I was picking up that there's a little bit of saltiness in there. It's just like, it's delectable. I want it in a shampoo, a conditioner. I want it in a perfume. I want a deodorant. I want it in everything. It is that good. Wow, 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 wow. It's so simple, but smells so phenomenal. Moving on. What's next? Oh, Tarte Baba Bomb, one of my all-time favorite moisturizers. This is tied with the Pharmacy Honey Halo for most repurchased, and this is like my ultimate nighttime moisturizer. Pharmacy Honey Halo, I mean, you can use them interchangeably, but this has a little bit more of a dewy finish, so I prefer it at night. This has been on sale for $12 for a very long time, and I just wanted to call it out because people send me Instagram DMs all the time showing that this is on sale, and I realize I haven't really talked about it on YouTube. If it's not on sale right now, just check back in repeatedly because this has been on sale for $12 several times over the past year, to the point where I have so many backups now, I'm good. I don't need to buy any more. But this is one of the best moisturizers I've ever tried. It is thick and it's very occlusive. So if you have oily skin, you don't need to try this. But if you have like chronically dry skin, I would honestly give this a shot. It is phenomenal. Check out the ingredients. It's, you know, safe for sensitive skin. It's fragrance and essential oil free. My partner John struggles with eczema on his face, and this doesn't flare his eczema at all. And it's incredible. Nobody talks about this, and it just deserves so much more attention. And I'm terrified that they're going to discontinue it because it is just such a staple in my routine. So please, everybody buy it so they don't discontinue it because it's the love of my life. As for the lipstick I'm wearing today, it's one of the new shades of the L'Oreal Matte Resistance liquid lipstick line, and I'll leave a video linked on the screen where I reviewed Breakfast in Bed and Le Rouge Paris and Road Trippin'. I purchased 2 of the new shades. They did expand this line. I got Fairy Tale Ending and Major Crush. Fairy Tale Ending is the one that I'm wearing on my lips right now. You can see it is quite a fleshy nude, but it's just dark enough that it's not washing me out, I think, hopefully, fingers crossed. So you can see in the clip that it is very, very light, and I think that's perfect for when I want a smokier kind of eye and I really don't want much attention on my lips. Doesn't seem cool, doesn't seem warm. It's just a very, very light beige. And I do prefer wearing Fairy Tale Ending with a lip liner just because it is such a light shade. If you want a slightly deeper nude option from the line, Breakfast in Bed is so beautiful, and I don't own anything like it. It's a nude shade, so it's still on the beigey side, but it's a little bit cool toned. Like there's a little bit of a dusty kind of rose quality in there, but it's still like a light beige. It's just a little bit darker and a little more cool toned than Fairy Tale Ending. Someone DM'd me that the shade Major Crush is a perfect dupe for the M Cosmetics Velvet Lip Creams in the shade Hush. I find them to be quite different. Hush was a bit lighter and more pink. It was more of a nude for me. This is a bit deeper. It's definitely a medium rose shade, but on my skin at least, it does pull a little bit warm. Like there's a hint of terracotta in there. That might not be the case if you have warmer skin. I'm not so sure because our undertones really do influence influence how products look on us. But this is a gorgeous shade. I haven't worn it a ton because I just got it in the mail like yesterday, but I can tell I'm gonna very much love this color. And then the one I had before that I've worn in so many YouTube videos since I got it is Le Rouge Paris, which is their standard, I think, neutral bright red shade. Oh, I wore this in my anti-haul video I'll leave on the screen above, and I got so many comments asking what it was, and it is this lovely little lip product from L'Oreal. So as for the formula, I'm just gonna be super quick because I've talked about them a lot on my channel. This is a true liquid lipstick formula. So you apply it, at first it feels really creamy, really spreadable, and then it completely sets down. So if you eat something, it's transfer proof completely, but it can start to kind of crumble off, and if you layer it a lot, it can get a little bit funky. So just a heads up on that. It does dry down to a totally matte finish, so it's not like it feels like a lip balm. You know, you can't expect a totally dry, matte, transfer proof product to feel moisturizing on the lips. But this is a beautiful matte finish, and I find that in the beginning when you're wearing it, it does kind of have this blurred effect, which is really beautiful. Once it starts wearing off, it can get a little crumbly, like so many, you know, liquid lipsticks. But they're incredibly long lasting, they're comfortable, and I'm so excited because they have a vanilla smell. L'Oreal, I like where you're going. Keep it up. I also just got these in the mail yesterday, but they're already favorites because I'm very familiar with the formula, and I finally got the Innbeauty PR package, which is a collaboration with the soda brand, I think it's called Poppi, right? P-O-P-P-I, Poppi? And I have been drooling and like lusting after these colors ever since I saw this launch on the Innbeauty Instagram page. These are just so me. They're so me. This bright, creamy red. I love this so much more than their candy apple shade because the candy apple shade is just incredibly sheer and it's more of like a jelly transparent shade. Cranberry Fizz is a creamy red, and that I think is just beautiful, and it's so brightening and gorgeous. Oh, I just think it's such a stunning shade. This is going straight to my daily makeup drawer. It smells like cranberry soda, oh, which has me just salivating. I mean, God, Innbeauty knows how to make scents that are nostalgic and delicious, and my mouth is watering right now. It smells so good. I love the packaging, I love the color. And then they also launched this beautiful pink shade, and it's called Raspberry Rosé, and I got the corresponding Poppi sodas with it. A little too sweet for my preference, unfortunately, but I really liked the flavors. And Raspberry Rosé is also a very bright, creamy shade, so I love that they launched these colors, and instead of having a transparent but bright pop of color, you have a bright pop of color that's creamy and opaque. I'm so glad to see Innbeauty going in that direction because we've had a lot of very sheer colors, and I feel like, you know, they've also launched a lot of very, very, very light milky shades. It's time that they start expanding into this category, which can work on people who have deeper skin tones, so I'm really glad to see that they're doing that. Raspberry Rosé, I don't think I'm gonna wear as much because it has a rose raspberry smell. I don't like fruity floral smells. It's subtle enough that I think I'll wear this color. I might just not crave reaching for it. Like I crave the smell of berry jam and some of their others, but I think these are fantastic. What a great collaboration, and I'm so glad to have these. I believe the kit is limited edition. I hope they make these permanent because these colors are so good, but I'll link the kit in the description box, and I also have a coupon code for them as well. I forgot to talk about the formula. If you use the search icon on my channel, if you're on a computer, you can just type in Innbeauty Lip Glaze and you will find probably 30 videos of me talking about these, but basically they're a perfect cross between a lip oil and a lip gloss. So they are thinner and more lightweight than a lip gloss, but they're stickier and more long lasting than a lip oil. They're somewhere in the middle. They're my favorite lip oil. Lip oils for me are not usually my jam. They're usually too thin, too slippery. They don't really nourish me at all. To be honest, I don't really get the appeal of lip oils, but these I like because they're on the thicker side for an oil. Nikki DeRose's brand Ciele Cosmetics launched 2 brushes, and they're absolutely beautiful. First, they launched the Complexion foundation and concealer brush, and they are just so soft. They feel incredible. The concealer brush has the perfect shape for blending in concealer and getting right under your eyes, but also into the corner in any areas where you might have a little crevice because it does have a slightly pointed tip. So I absolutely love the shape and size of that one. And then you have the foundation brush as well, which is just beautiful for applying a liquid product, whether it's their skin tint or something else in your collection. Doesn't leave any streaks on my face or anything like that. They also have the cream and powder blush brush. I actually, before looking at it, I used this flat side as a foundation brush today, and it worked just great for that, but I can totally see myself using that for blush for both sides. I love dual-ended brushes, especially when I'm traveling, and I think the shape and design of these and the bristles that they use are really high quality, super thoughtful, so really excited to see them expand into brushes. While on the subject of brushes, I just wanted to give Rephr a little bit of credit because they've sent me a lot of PR and I use them in every single video where you see me applying eyeshadow. I pretty much only use Rephr eyeshadow brushes now because they truly, truly, truly are the best. And I find that for me, someone who doesn't have the best eyeshadow skills, they just kind of do the work for you. They make it so much easier. Now, I will say I don't love their face brushes. Every single face brush I've tried from Rephr has shed on my face like crazy. I tried washing them many times and that didn't work. I got tips from a ton of people and none of them worked, and they just continuously shed on my face. So I'm getting rid of the majority of my Rephr face brushes, but the eyeshadow brushes don't shed on me and they're so soft and they are truly the perfect shape. So my favorite from Rephr is the brush in 02, which is just a tiny little smudger brush. It is the perfect size and shape to fit directly on my lash line. Not too big, not too small. It's perfect. And my 4 favorite brushes for like the lid and the crease are 15, 15 max, 27, and 01. So I'll leave them linked in the description box below. Just wanted to give credit where credit's due because they're just fantastic. My last favorite of the month is the M Cosmetics Saturn's Return eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I've run out of links to share on the screen, but if I have any left, I'll link my winter beauty essentials. And I featured this palette and 3 different looks that you can use. It's definitely the best cool tone palette for me and my complexion and my personal preferences because it has a blend of neutrals, but it also has these soft lilacs and taupes. So the hints of purple in there really prevent it from looking too blue. A lot of cool tone palettes are just very blue, very navy. They can be extremely dark, sometimes difficult to use if you're more of an eyeshadow intermediate like myself. And I just love this. I also love the size of the M Cosmetics palettes. The formulas are so good and so underrated. The mattes are creamy and smooth. The metallics are soft and super easy. Everything's easy to blend. None of it's patchy. It's just so easy to use. The only thing I've heard people say online is that they just really don't like the value because these are so small. I have the opposite experience. For me, I am never gonna use an eyeshadow palette if it's really big because I'm never gonna travel with it. I have to travel all the time and it's really important to me that eyeshadow palettes can fit in my tiny little makeup bag. So I absolutely love this and I just think the colors are phenomenal and it's fantastic. I hope you had a really good November and a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Thanks for watching. I'll leave some content on the screen if you want to keep watching my channel and I'll see you in the next one.